So I'm back on this good old, what is it, December the 1st still. I made a video earlier and I'm back under a more relaxed state and just definitely some good news, but still got something to say about some stuff that's going on because yeah, let me see if I can record him. I just be wanting to, sometimes if I catch you. Anyway, that dude be riding. He used to live in that house that I just panned over to, but he be riding his bike. He be getting where I guess he need to go. And I'm sitting here eating some, getting ready to be smacking on some brisket and stuff too. So, pardon me. Oh Lord, and here go the culprit. Getting ready to turn. I'm gonna record him going all the whole way, cause I don't like him. Anyway, he's a culprit, the one that was driving that blue vehicle. Pretty much, I'm gonna make mention of him in this video, but he ain't really the, you know. Anyway, so, I mean, I don't know where to start. Let me just say this. I had a dream this morning, and it involved my so-called, who I knew as an aunt, which is who I knew as my mom's sister, by her dad. They didn't have the same mom and dad, but they got the same dad. And I was always close with her in my childhood and stuff like that. And she told me a long time ago that if my daughter's dad did some such and such or whatever, that she could make him disappear. So I'm always reminded of that. And she said, I can make him disappear and there won't be no traces to you. So I'm always reminded of that. It's funny to me, but I really take it serious. Not that I've seen any evidence of it or anything like that, but I take it serious. I take her at her word. But I just still don't have the full understanding of it. But she was in a dream that I had this morning. And she was saying something about listening to certain kind of music can change the atmosphere or bring up, or cause something in somebody's life or something like that. I don't know. Anyway. Then I had a dream that somebody was coming over, trying to cross over to my yard from the one who just drove by from their yard. And it wasn't nothing. I don't think I was mad or anything, but I was just telling them, don't walk this way, go this way or something like that. And it seemed like it was a girl who was pregnant. And I think she was with a dude, but she was kind of looking masculine, but she was pregnant. Had on like a white long sleeve short shirt or short sleeve, one of them. And she had her hair pulled back. You could tell she's a woman, but she just kind of, with that pony pulled back, just kind of seemed like she was taking on some masculine things. But she was pregnant though. But anyway, I had that dream this morning. Always go into prayer and stuff like that. Let me pull up. I felt this was so funny. But this is how God works. This is part of me. This is me sharing part of how God works in my life now. I can't see it from anybody else's perspective, but I can see it from my own. And baby, because I'm trying to snack and eat and all that. But yeah, let me check it out for you. Wait a minute. I gotta switch all this. I got stuff I gotta do to get to what I'm trying to tell y'all. What I'm trying to mention. I cooked this brisket in the slow cooker. And yep, I'm smacking on it. It's so good. I added some Texas Pete hot sauce, of course, but you know how that goes. And it thought I was trying to go to my message. I'm gonna eat me some fruit. I feel like I almost sound like a darn pig, but I'm gonna eat me some fruit. My honeydew melon. But so yeah, I'm trying to pull up my other account because this was the mood today. Yesterday was that day, last year when I went to court, and to a courthouse and ended up being so-called detained and then arrested. And so, I was just thanking God that, I'm home with my kids. Now, granted, one of my children is not under my roof and ain't been here, but, yeah, you can go back to previous videos if you want to know anything about that, but I'm here with my kids, and I was feeling good, even getting joy restored, and I don't want nothing or anybody to steal my joy. There's a message that says Jesus was rejected more than what we will ever experience in our lifetime, yet it did not affect his assignment. Anywho, so earlier I posted, let's see if it even showed a time. You say 4 hours ago, so what would that have been? About 1? Oh, 4 hours ago. I don't even know the exact time. I really wish I could see the exact time. Dang. Anyway, it says 4 hours ago. So, with that said, I am too busy trying to wolf down this stuff. 4 hours ago, I was saying, let the truth continue to come to the light, please and thank you. God be in the midst. These scammers are mad. And I put the mad with the T at the end. You know how, what's that dude name said? I'm delivered. I'm not gay no more. I don't like men no more. Whatever. I forget his name, but I should know. They call him something else. They call him sister something. Anyway, I think that's the white man pulling in the neighborhood. Anywho, not that really matters much to me. So, 4 hours ago, I said, I was just posting up something. I just want to say that if you get to a place where you can afford to pay people to do your work and make you appear more educated than you in fact are, it is indeed a quote unquote, work smart, not hard, unquote, type of ordeal. And I'm not mad at you. It's really a decent thing in my opinion, but it's when you start looking down on the very one, and I put ones, I put the S apostrophe, because these people be out here paying multiple people to do their work, whether that's go kill for them or that's what I'm about to speak on, get their credentials. But the very ones you paid to basically accomplish your so-called status and or credentials for you, and I put the for me, because I was saying it's that for me. You know how black folks, skin folks do. Like how? Why would you? Laugh out loud. That's like I deliberately want to set myself back type of behavior. But go off to shaking my head. Some things I may never understand. Then again, do not doubt me. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Happy Merry December. So that's what I said. Let's move on. I said, it's humorous to me when one has this was something that I didn't put public, but I was getting ready to go in on the common denominator. I didn't never finish it or nothing like that. I'm gonna finish it one day, but I just wanted to put it on there just so when I'm ready. And then I put this part, shared somebody's message, Lisa Bulldoze, when she said, Learn to live before an audience of one so you can lose the fear of man and really live to please God. Then I put, because this guy, Mac Major, he said, I'm starting to realize Jesus didn't obsess over the rapture the way some of y'all do. All I can say is, Lord, help us. Because, I mean, everybody have a concern about when that coming day is or how it's going to take place and stuff like that. But, yeah, I mean, he should give you peace to continue living out this life and stop worrying about a day that's in the future, near future, whatever. He know. He in control. So then I went on and I shared another post by Lisa Buldo. She was right on time today, honey. I said, she said, in order for the next generation to come to Jesus, they must hear the true gospel. God is not mad at them. He loves them and wants them to know how much he gave his only son for them so they could be restored. When they believe right, they will live right. So this was 4 hours ago, and I don't know the exact time, but it was 4 hours ago. So it's got to be around 1 something or whatever. It's like God, it was like alignment, and like God was doing something at the same time. When I get to it, I'm going to get to. So I said, with that post, I said, one of the so-called elders generation told me, don't preach Christ to me, when I was regurgitating back what was already shown and taught and given to me in their vicinity. Pretty much by them. This is a person who took me to go get baptized and this, that, and the third, and all this, whatever, in a young age, blah, blah, blah. So I said, which is the same one who took and encouraged, okay, what I just said, which is the same one who took and encouraged me to get baptized and more in that name. So if that's not the goal, someone got some explaining to do. I'm waiting. And so for me, when I said that, I hold people accountable. Like, if you taught me something or shared something with me, and I go back and I check and double check and whatever, and if I choose to apply that, I try to hold you accountable. If you told me that, or I submit it to God, like, okay, God, this person told me this, taught me this, tried to enforce that, tried to encourage me to do this, that, and the third. So what's going on? So somebody got some explaining to do. I'm waiting. And so then I posted, let the truth continue to come to the light, please and thank you. 4 hours ago, again, I said, God be in the midst, these scammers are mad. Okay, I read that part. So then I proceed to go out and get in my jacuzzi. I'm just chilling. Got my little whole setup or whatever. Just enjoying. Today was some nicer weather. It wasn't too cold. So I went out there. I did like 2 or 3 bubble sessions, which is like 20 minutes each. And last night I had logged out of I got this app where I can do Wi-Fi phone calls. So I logged out the one that I had one of my sons logged in. Well, I logged out mine and I logged into his because you got to make phone calls or whatever in order to keep the number. Made a phone call, left it signed in. So today I'm in the pool. I'm in the jacuzzi, just scrolling. And then I logged back into mine. The most important part is that I was praising God. I was giving God the glory, just thanking him for that peace that I had, just thanking him for some time getting in the jacuzzi and feeling good. Enjoying that warmth and can't even talk. Them jacuzzi jets and stuff. And then another way that I praise God and I give God the glory is I look up, like my head. I just rest my head and look up in adoration and just worship. I was looking up at the sun, the sky, the clouds, and this all that. Just always giving him the glory for everything because he created this. And I was glad I could enjoy it. And so, next thing I know, I'm logging into mine and I'm scrolling. And I see something unexpected. Now, mind you, I'm going all over on this whole thing. So I see something unexpected. Let me start with this. My so-called neighbors let it be known that they got some mail of mine or whatever, saying, your mail come over here too. Mind you, the whole time I've been living here, they have never returned not one piece of mail to me. None. They probably only got like 1 or 2 pieces of mail since I've been living over here, but they have never returned anything. I've always returned their mail. Been nice enough to return their mail. They even had Amazon stuff come over here to my house. I think the person was so used to delivering Amazon to me that they thought, they didn't even look at the thing. They was too busy talking on the phone for one. but they didn't even look at the package to see what name was on there, and they put their stuff over here. So I started to open it because I thought it was mine, and I took it over there. I was like, I accidentally opened this, and I'm sorry. I usually get packages. Oh, that's all right. It was the so-called man coming to the door. Sounding like an old witch, honestly. Oh, that's okay. Knowing good and well, they fake. They be talking about me behind closed doors and whatever. See, I don't do that. So, anyway, I would be sounding like I'm gossiping if I wasn't talking about my own stuff. Like, this is literally part of my life. So, I guess what? I could share my story. And so, anyway, they never returned no mail. So, of course, that's federal crime, federal offense. And you can get fed time for that. Of course, I have to be able to prove it, but I know what's coming to my mailbox all the time, whatever. So, in this particular time, they must got my child tax credit statements and not must have. I know they did, and they got my my utility bill. It was for gas. It's fine because I get all my stuff online. I already transitioned to online, so everything comes to my email. Furthermore, what's coming to my mailbox every day is sent to me before it comes to my mailbox. So, like, it comes to my email before it comes to my mailbox. So, duh. Just where you done at. This is where you could learn something from me instead of trying to steal my stuff. But anyway, yeah, I don't like them. I don't fool with them. And they showed and gave me reasons why. And I'm not doing that. So I hold people accountable. And I flat out told this person who tried to communicate with me today that I'm here to bring the truth to the light. I knew that, a long time ago. I didn't know all the details and how it's going to be done, but I've been doing that for a while. I can't remember when I told that person that, but I did. And so this person should know. This person is somebody I love, I care for, but the person that I'm talking about is exactly who I was just referencing in the Facebook post that I just read out. Yeah, I was talking about that person. So that person was basically being released or moved to text me about something while I was speaking about them. So again, that's alignment, of course, and it's the good type of alignment that I want, that I like, that I appreciate, and that, I hope more of it comes forth, but, it is what it is. God knows what he's doing. And so, anyway, this person was the so-called biological woman that carried me. I mean, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I just can't bring myself to say mom anymore because, or at least I try not to, because this person just flat out told me, I'm not your mama, go on back where you, so it is what it is. And now that it's, okay, the rabbit got the gun, I'm not even necessarily saying that. What am I going to do with the gun? But yeah, now that it's me who gets to decide whether or not, you know what I'm saying, and who I am, like I said, my daughter just trying to drive a hard bargain or whatever, but I still choose my kids, period. But, because I just feel like young people operate in so much ignorance and they think they be knowing, but they don't know. Not that they stupid, because I just believe God created all beings, even the smallest baby, with a knowing on the inside. And either we alter that or tamper with that in some kind of way. But a lot of it is ignorance, because I look back and I was definitely a smart person, but I wasn't really dealing with the spiritual until I got a little older. But I was a smart person. I knew I loved God. I knew I wanted to serve God. I knew I wanted to have a relationship with God, and that's what I was purposing to do. Now, certain stuff just didn't start occurring the way or it might have been occurring the whole time, but I just didn't pay attention. But I started paying attention when I got around a specific person, which on the previous video that I uploaded today, I was speaking on some of that, which I'm gonna go back and listen to it myself, because I literally was like so on point. But I was like literally saying farewell and so long to this person or whatever, like seriously. And some of it seems like it's based on what these other set of people have to offer me, as opposed to what this person have to offer me. Or should I be choosing by who is this person to me, as opposed to what these other set of people are to me? You know what I'm saying? I have to decide. But I did mention earlier, like, if the ball was in my court, if God is allowing me to choose, this is what I'm choosing or whatever. And the video ended before I could even go into stuff, but I'm not hung up. I'm just continuously submitting it to God. I don't want to choose wrong. So I just want God to do what he's doing. I do choose the one or the ones who are aligned with the will of God. I do not want the counterfeit. I don't want none of that other stuff. So that's what I'm on. So anyway, I said that in the previous video. This person around 12:50 p.m. So you know what I'm saying, that it's what time? It's not even 5:50. So let's say 4:50, 3:50, 2:50, 1:50. That would be 4 hours ago. So around 12:51, that person was, and around 4 hours ago or so, I was doing it. I was releasing my stuff. So this person say, "Hey, call me by what they've been calling me. Just checking to see if your utility is on, your heat is on. If not, send me the information so I can pay to get it on. Thanks." Yeah, that sounds all good and all that, whatever. But this is, to me, in my opinion, this is somebody offering something who in the past hurried to literally call CPS on me when it was one utility cut off and they didn't know or have the understanding of why, because I'm the type of person that always pay my bills, keep my stuff done. So soon as they seen it, it was like they used that, and to me it was a petty thing. Oh, I know this about her, so I'm gonna go do this. So they called CPS on me and told them that. In the meantime, my so-called parental biological paternal one had paid it and got it turned back on or whatever, just that quick, just as quick as this person found out or you know what I'm saying, felt they knew that it was off. I'm like, dang. And so that weekend we had went to a same location with this same person who did that, and they were sitting there, they would not talk to me, and it was just a bad, what they call like aurora. And I was like, and I didn't know what was going on, but come to find out when I got back home and when I was getting back home, I was going to find out what it was. And that's what it was. That person had scurried, used their feet to quickly go, or their hands to pick up the phone and call CPS as opposed to helping me. So this same person, fast forward to today. Now that was about 4 or 5 years ago or whatever. But fast forward to today, this person, and this is how this person do. They don't apologize. They just sometimes try to do stuff. And I won't say it's vain. I really think their heart is in a good place, but they still just try to do stuff to make up for stuff or feel like they making up for something to stroke their own ego as opposed to finding out what's really going on. This time, they was playing around with the issue by saying, send me the information so I can pay and get it on. And so I didn't see this message or whatever because mind you, I'm getting ready to get in my stuff and enjoy my time or whatever. So then, probably about 15 minutes later, the person said, "That's fine if you don't respond back. I paid $300 on your utility bill. I wanted to make sure y'all had heat on. I hope you and the kids are well. Love you." And again, all that sounds good. Granted, this person didn't do stuff like that previously to make me feel like, well, damn, I cannot trust you. I can't trust you to do, you know what I'm saying? Or at this point, I can trust you to do that today, but then tomorrow you might call CPS or you might call. I don't like it. It's too much unstable stuff going on. So my response came about 2 hours later because I had just seen it at 3 something. I'm in my jacuzzi enjoying living my life, trying to live my best life. But God said there's better, so I receive it. But for one, I'm just seeing this message because I don't check for you like that, period. People can say that sounds harsh for me. I really don't care at this point. I know the type of people that I'm dealing with and stuff, or the type of spirits that's operating behind people, and I don't take lightly to it. So I said, I don't check for you, period. And that's funny and humorous because the bill that came in the mail that my so-called neighbors received, which they didn't return to me along with other documents because they got an issue with who I am because of how I was raised and or the lack thereof, it's the same one they tried to hold on to. The utility bill that the person had paid. I said, look at God, not you. I'm laughing because I can laugh at it, but I just want to make sure it's known. Like, this is not a game out here. Stop playing with people. Stop playing with people's emotions. Stop playing with God's creation, period. We all was created by him, but stop doing that. That ain't right. And this who I believed was a wise man once told me, if we believers, we're not supposed to operate like that. So don't play with my emotions. Don't bother with me. I'm not bothering with you. If you want to do right by me, thank you. I receive it. If you want to do something wrong and evil and malicious, then you're going to be held accountable. You might, I guess, kind of succeed at it or whatever, but you're going to be held accountable because I know who to go to. I know who I belong to, and I know that I don't even be claiming my, like I said, so-called paternal biological so-called dad these days. I know who my heavenly father is. And I know who I have a relationship with. So, and it's been the closest and the best relationship that I've had. So I turn to. So that's what I said. I said, yeah, because they was trying to hold on to it. And that's why I said that's the culprit right there. And he was the one who did all that, yada, yada, yada. Your mail came over here too, but you ain't give it back. And I told him, I said, but you ain't give it back though. That's a federal crime though. Oh, so now I know what you're about. You didn't expose yourself. Okay, got you. So, I said, look at God, not you. I said, to God be all the glory for all of my blessings for my household, my children, all three included, because that, even the one, what I'm saying, that's at another location, but I got, my two here. That's all three included. And honestly, I need to just go ahead and say, and if I have any other children in the future, to God be all the glory. But anyway, I said, let them flow forth and break forth from the east to the west. All that's due to me. And I should say from the east, from the east and the west. All that's due to me. I receive it from the Lord and all his handiwork and doing. He gets the glory, not any of y'all. So then I go on to say, I said, not any of y'all. I just wonder why you would assume that. Why would you assume that my heat ain't on? Because baby, it's on now. That bill, honey, was definitely due, but my heat is on. And maybe she got wind and maybe she thought it was gonna get cut off. I don't know. And to God be all the glory. I would have, as a mother, I was gonna do what I needed to do to make sure it was paid, but God. I was already planning it, as a matter of fact, because I knew my bills and stuff. And I knew I didn't receive the money that I usually receive. And I'm like, wait a minute now. Something ain't right. So anyway, I said, and all his handiwork and doing, he gets the glory, not any of y'all. I said, I just wonder why you would assume that. I guess you think I'm beneath you. And not to mention, tried to interfere with any blessings that come my way, because it's not how, and I ain't mean to put hoe, but how you see fit. It's not a good character trait. I took this moment. Yes, this person did that and all that, whatever. I took this moment to say some stuff because this person always avoiding a conversation with me. And honestly, they did stuff to me in the past that they didn't repent for. They just feel like, oh, I'm this person in this person's life and I can do that. You know how these parents or grandparents, they say, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. Honey, God created me. Almost like Tamar Braxton when they told her Toni Braxton paved the way. Even though Tamar Braxton will tell you Toni Braxton is the living legend. She said Toni did not pave the way for me. Jesus paved the way. And that's why I got a love for Oh, you back? Oh, y'all. Oop. And oop. I wish y'all could see that. It wasn't daylight enough. Ooh. I think that's the dude that went sliding on his stuff. I don't know. But, wow. It's no coincidence that I was sitting right there so I could see that or whatever. But I couldn't tell whether that's dude, because dude don't ever wear a helmet. I still hear they motors. And then it was two of them this time. So, I don't know. So anyway, yeah, Tamar acknowledged, she was like, Toni Braxton is the living legend, but Toni didn't pave the way for me. Jesus paved the way. Because the sisters try to say Toni paved the way for all of us and this. No, Toni didn't. Toni might have set an example and tried to lead by example, but she didn't pave the way. God gave Tamar her voice. Used with mixed the parents that she got and gave Tamar her voice. He gave Toni her voice and whatever, you know what I'm saying? So Tamar was right on that. A lot of people might disagree, but because a lot of people just want to write it off and think that something else. They don't be wanting to give God the glory and honor. So I think she was right on that. So that's what I said. And I said, Yeah, that's not a good character trait. Then I said, furthermore, any other documents that is signed and sealed in death regarding me and any of my children need to be done away with. That's life insurance policies and more. So-called parents are not supposed to be planning the death of their children. It is fine for you to have something in place in case something happens, but parents are not supposed to be. If anything, children should get life insurance policies on parents, and you know what I'm saying, something happened, whatever. Maybe it could be transferable, this, that, and the third. But that's what I said. And furthermore, she's basically like a hypocrite because when I was younger, she was like, yeah, talking about my my so-called dad's mom, supposed to be my grandma or whatever. She was like, she over here trying to get us to get a life insurance policy and this, that, and the third. And so it's like, it's a hypocrite. Okay, thank you for informing me that that's what she over here trying to do instead of being a grandma as a priority. That's why I do respect the late one, the one that's deceased now. I had that respect for her. As far as was she doing everything right, I know she wasn't, but you know what I'm saying? She was being a grandma. And so I don't have that respect when it comes to my so-called dad's, supposed to be my paternal grandma. But anyway, she did it, and then here she go. When I'm grown, she go and do it too. And I didn't think nothing of it because I'm just like, well, of course at the time I'm referring to her as my mom. That's my mom, she just looking out. But really, honey, she was either waiting or ready for something to happen to me. And basically you want to get paid off of my death. And it's like, oh no, honey. I ain't gonna die and you getting paid too, and you feel like you gonna be left behind to take and do something with my kids and make it seem like, oh no, baby, that's not the way. That's not how you go. You got to go the narrow path as well. You got to trust God with all of that. That means you got to trust God and pray for your kids that they will live. And that, you know what I'm saying, and not try to get them to come into agreement with their own death and basically dying off before. No, heck no. But she, you know what I'm saying, she got me. You fooled me once, you ain't finna fool me twice and 3 times and all that. I'm not on that. So I said that needs to be done away with. I said there's a name. I said, yeah, life insurance policies and more. So-called parents are not supposed to be planning the death of their children before they can even live good. There's a name for a spouse who loses a spouse, a widow or widower or whatever, widowee, however you say. A name for a child losing a parent, which is order. The parent's supposed to go before the children. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they need to go anytime soon. I said, that's an orphan, but ain't no name for the parent that loses a child because it's disorderly and disgusting. And that's what you know what I'm saying? That's my strong feelings or whatever. If somebody knows different, please let me know. And those are foul ways y'all have in y'all. I was talking about her and some other ones that, you know what I'm saying, regarding even my so-called dad, because he said too. I said, well, it's not order that the parents go first. And he was like, no, it's not order that that we go first. But why your daddy in the grave though? Why, you know what I'm saying, your mama was so-called pushing 70 something and, you know what I'm saying, she's not, she could be in better health than him. I don't know. But anyway. So I said that and I made that clear. I said, those are foul ways y'all having y'all. Now take that for me, so-called preaching Christ to you. And remind you, I just said earlier regarding the Facebook post, that's what I said. I just said this. And I did not know that I was finna have this conversation. So what that tell you? I have a relationship with God. I hope it tells you that I have a relationship with God. I'm connected to him. Yes, I'm in alignment. Yes, I'm continuously coming into agreement with his will for my life. I'm just trying to align and be in the center of his will and do what I'm supposed to do. It seems like it's a little tougher for me these days because some things happened or whatever, but they try to get me out of alignment and just out of my place in my position. But if God say, no, I ain't letting nobody take over that spot. This is for you. Nobody can take it. Okay, I receive it. But I said that. And I'm like, so I had to say it again. I had to repeat it again back to the very person that had said that it was sent out from. And this was this person. This person made that contact with me today, and I did not know until I knew. So, yeah, I said, now take that from me, so-called preaching Christ to you. Because that person said in that nasty tone, don't preach Christ to me. And I'm like, what? Wait, what? I was like, that's a nasty type of spirit that somebody possessed that took you to get baptized, that tried to hold your hand and this, that, and the third, tell you to, you know what I'm saying, come up for prayer, come up for this, that, and the third. I said, now you enjoy your life, miss, and I put her last name or whatever, and I put it in I put it in uppercase just to let you know. I said, I don't know how you have access to any of my info. You have to have a security code to even get into my account. That's weird to me. So more shadiness going on as far as I can see. And again, I know people probably like, oh, you should have just said thank you and just left that alone. I did. I was already thanking and giving God the glory. And here go the culprit again. But I was already thanking and giving God the glory and praising him. And, do I still got some brisket left? Praising him and all that. So I gave the credit, the honor, and the glory to who it was supposed to. And I always ask that God send my blessings. And that, all good things come from, I acknowledge that all good things come from him. And, I acknowledge that was something good that happened in my life on this day. And I'm grateful. But he ain't tell me to give her the credit or the glory. And he's not going to share it with her. I don't care if you were super mama of the century. He's still God. He created the foundation. You weren't there when he laid the foundation. He created this earth. He created us. So basically I had to help people to remain humble. Come on back down. I don't care what you can pay for me that God gave you the breath, the strength, the heartbeat, and not to mention what I mentioned earlier. I was one of the ones who got paid to help you to do this and get your credentials and this, that, and the third. So in essence, I did it for myself. I mean, I didn't do it. I know I didn't, but I'm saying it in a certain way. I poured that in you, so now you just giving it back. And I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you no thank you. That's supposed to be love. So anyways, so she said that, and I said, I don't know how you have access to my info. So to me, that's more shadiness going on. But then I called and they said, people can make a payment for you. We can't give them any of your information. If they have your address or phone number or something like that, they can make a payment. But that's it. And I was like, oh, okay, because y'all giving me a hard time getting in my own account because I had forgot my security code or whatever. And I'm like, oh, Lord. So, I said there's more shadiness going on as far as I can see. I don't fully understand, but it seemed like there's some shadiness. I could be wrong, but anyway. But I did check, but I don't care. These organizations still be doing some shady stuff. I said, we didn't have I said last time we didn't have a utility on, because again, I got to have this conversation. Okay, I'll see it in a little while. I said the last time we didn't have a utility on, you heard to call CPS as opposed to help. Then sat there guilt-riddled at the location we was at. I said, laugh out loud, shaking my head. That's on y'all. I'm really talking to her, but whoever else is included. That's on y'all being petty, nasty, and foul. I don't want them ways. I'll tell you that much. Take care. That was God, and I meant to say that was God wanting me to know that you had some kind of access to my info to begin and end with. Now, handle that business and let go of my information, because that don't have nothing to do with you. Once you say I'm not your mom, that my stuff does not go to you. If you were still considered my mom and you know what I'm saying, and acting on and you know what I'm saying, like I said, deeming yourself that person, that's something different. Maybe you could have access to my information, baby. I'm still my kid's mom. I don't care. My daughter's in another location, honey. I'm gonna have access to your information because I'm still the guardian. Unless God releases me, he has not, as far as I'm concerned. Now, as far as she having peace that she can be somewhere else or whatever she has that makes her feel like that, hey, that's between her and God. So anyway, then the person says, God bless you, and call me by that short name that they call me, and I still love you no matter how you feel. I said, my name is, and I said the whole name because I'm just tired of people shortening my name. Like, don't shorten my name. I mean, granted, this is the person that named me, and I'm pretty much almost named after this person, but I'm going to let this person know, you know what I'm saying? Stop taking the lazy route. Call me by my name, my full name. Full first name, not my whole name now. And I said, and it's not a feeling, put it in quotes, it's truth, because I'm quoting what they said. It's the truth, and it happened. I said, y'all can, I be saying y'all, and it's y'all for some reason, because I'm really talking to this person, but y'all can remain in denial or try to deny things. God is in the blessing business, being that he is the creator. So-called parentals, who always holler, she grown, they grown, got a thing or two or three to learn about parenting. Because just because anybody is grown does not mean that parents shouldn't still help, especially with stuff nobody can take to the grave. And yes, God bless me indeed. I don't want no counterfeit. That's what I said, and then I went on to say, it don't matter, because I was still responding. It don't matter. You can run from the conversation. I put dot 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 whatever. Run from the conversation and the truth. Put the truth in all caps. All you want. God is bringing it to the light, and I'm glad. It's a lot of repentance that needs to take place, and leading by godly example. Ain't no more having a form of godliness and denying His power. So take it how you want. And please don't give anybody else my number who lived his so-called life and didn't care whether your so-called mom died off. I was talking about my late so-called grandma. After making her a baby mama and left her to get beat on and worse. Meanwhile, he making his so-called family complete and using you as a pawn as much as he can as well. Please don't give out my information. Thank you kindly. And that's how I ended it. If people want to say that's insult, that's disrespect, I really don't care. God convicts me, not people, not people's feelings. So, again, I was saying earlier, I know I'm not a fool. I'm not finna get out of line and just say anything to people. I'm not insulting. I called her by her name. And I'm not insulting people. I'm going to state the facts, of course, as I know it, and the truth, as God give it to me, and be bold about it. And I feel like you should be able to start at home. You shouldn't have to wait till you get out in the world and then you want to address and say something to somebody and they get offended and then you feel like you did something wrong. No, I'm going to say it in here. And my kids say, some things to me that I don't really appreciate. Yeah, maybe I'll appreciate it later, but I don't really appreciate it. I don't really like or whatever. I don't like the sound of it, but do they have truth? Do they have, what I'm saying? Yeah. And I just give them the freedom to do that. I go to God truthfully. I don't go to God disrespectfully, but I do go to God and I'm like, Lord, this right here, something ain't right. Something got to give. When you have that relationship with Him, when you have that relationship with anybody, you should be able to address them and come to them and talk to them. Yeah, you need to be watching your tone. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you, God allows me to express myself. When I'm hurting, when I'm going through, I don't just sit there scared and shy like, oh, God, no, honey. I go to God. I go to His throne. The veil was torn. He gave me the boldness that I have. So, to God be all the glory. But anyway, it's been dark, so y'all can't see much of nothing out there. I'm going to end this video soon, but that's what was going on. So I was referring to her so-called dad, the one that she knows is dad. She been having a relationship with her dad. That's wonderful. She been putting him up on a pedestal, putting him on Facebook posts from what I heard for Father's Day and I guess his birthday and stuff like that. But meanwhile, your mama dead and in the grave, but he went off and made somebody he left her to be a baby mama, but he married somebody else and had his kids. And y'all ain't the same, sis. Y'all ain't got the same mama. Just because their mama's still alive, y'all ain't got the same mama. Y'all got the same daddy, though. And he is the common denominator. So, held accountable. Whether God say, sir, you did that so long ago, it is what it is, and God is pleased with him, that's between him and God. But God doesn't have me getting all up in his face and vicinity and stuff. Like, I've literally seen God removing me from there. And some could say, oh, that's the enemy trying to remove you from your blessed place. No, that's God restoring order and and still righting them wrongs that people done. Yeah, people really did try to hide and cover up stuff or make it appear to be one truth when that's not what happened. And so again, my grandma has died off, and at this point I feel like my children's fathers want me to die off, and then that way, whoever they're with or dealing with, they'll make it look like, oh, I had these kids with them, this person, and so I did it right. And I ain't got time for that. Even my so-called dad said that one of the ones from the household that he remained in until at least one of them was 18 said they did it right. But meanwhile, discounting. Now, he told me he liked the way that my so-called mom and my so-called stepdad raised me, but all the while he was still saying, but this one over here did it right. Well, if you consider she did it right and you remained in the household with her, then great. But you did not remain in the household with me for me to even have a chance to get it so-called right in your eyes. Then he went on to say, well, y'all got equal everything. Baby, I did not eat the meals that they ate every day. I didn't get, you don't know, sometimes I might have been eating a Totino's pizza while they was eating steak and shrimp. We did not. And I'm not even trying to get that back. Well, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to I don't feel like I'm going to get every single thing back, but God can do it. But hey, whatever God wants to restore and release to me, I receive it. And I want it to benefit my children, the next generations, and more. I don't want to have to die off for my kids to be blessed. I want to enjoy life with them and be blessed. I actually want to be my kids' mom. Now, the fact that their dads left me behind and stuff like that, it makes me feel a type of way, like, like many other moms, some do, some don't, feel like, dang, I had these kids with and for you. A lot of people say for you, but I had these kids with you. I thought we was gonna raise them together. I didn't set out or intend on being a baby mama. Then I've been called a typical baby mama. All this, nah, the devil be bound, because no. So when they be saying that with their mouth and tongue and speaking that on me, oh well, somewhere along the line, God, he must have been a typical baby daddy or less. Hold him accountable. That's what I do. We all still gonna be held accountable. We gotta answer to God. Did I open my legs? Did I have the sex that led to having kids out of wedlock, or this, that, and the third? I was there. I can't deny. I'm not finna deny. So repentance and change have to take place on the inside of me. It's hard to change when you already had generations that did that. They got left as baby mamas. Some of them turned into wives, you know what I'm saying? And then trickled down to me, and I can't get to what I feel is my blessed place. We, you know what I'm saying? To God be the glory. So that's from one location. Now, regarding my daughter, I still need that. Regarding other, you know what I'm saying? It's not about money, but some funds that's supposed to be released to me in my household. Regarding my companion that I be wanting, you know what I'm saying? Almost feeling like, God, I don't deserve nobody. I should, you know what I'm saying? I can't have nobody but everybody else can. Whether it's because of something that I did in the past, because you reap what you sow, I do believe that, or just whatever the reason. But I'm like, but they can go out here and still. So sometimes I do be feeling like I'm more mature than my children's fathers, but some of them would say, "Oh, you think you're smarter than us," and I just be like, "Oh Lord, I'm just trying to grow up." We spend more time being an adult if we get to live to see it than we do being a child. So the Bible said, "Put away childish things." When I was a child, I thought as a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child. Now that I'm a man, and I know I'm not a man, but now I'm an adult woman. I want to put away childish things. So anyway, that don't mean that I don't want to be childlike, because the Bible still say be childlike. But yeah, if we talking about the word and we are supposed to be believers, then why would you make me feel like I can't basically regurgitate what you gave to me or what you was putting in me? And I thought that was kind of crazy. It was unstable to me, and it comes from, to me, people being so churchy and of course religious, but going to church and doing this and being around all them, you know what I'm saying, and they finally getting that type of attention and stuff like that, knowing good and well you still got problems and stuff behind closed doors if you do not go to God. I mean, you got them anyway, but when they arise, you know how to go to God. Them church folks is not at home with you praying, crying, or whatever you may be going through. So it just had a religious spirit and a somewhat of a spirit of error attached to it. But you told me you're not my mom and stuff like that. You got to a point where that came out your mouth, like you was disgusted with something. So that means you disgusted with the guy who you let come in you to have me. Take that up with him. Take it to God on his behalf and your behalf, but take that up with him. Don't bring that to me, because I didn't do it. You ain't finna do me like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna sit there and allow and let you. So that's where I'm coming from with that or whatever. And I wanted to put all them details because, again, I want to share and tell my story. I be wanting the testimonies and the part that goes with it. Sometimes it takes a long time to get it, but like that message was part of like a testimony. Like, okay, a full circle moment, should I say. I said this, and you know what I'm saying? I be wanting stuff to happen immediately like that. Thank God for that. Because I be wanting to see immediate results now. Now I be wanting to see immediate consequences take place with some people who be coming for me and bothering with me. Excuse me. And that's period. So, with that said, I am thanking God. I'm giving God the glory. I shared that news with my sons and told them who did it and all that. And thank God. Thank God for the utility being paid. Thank God it wasn't a stranger who compromised my information and this, that, and the third. So, you mean because you leave that door open and you leave room for that when either your parents didn't set you up and leave you with what you need, or, you know what I'm saying, you feel like you got to go out here and do some strange stuff to get some bills paid and stuff. And you know what I'm saying? And mine ain't the latter, of course, but, So, I just say thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you in advance. Because I woke up feeling like, and I wasn't even feeling like what good is going to happen today, but that's good. And I acknowledge and I give God the glory. I can't give nobody else the glory. Period. He told like he's moving on me. Like, nah, not this time. Y'all won't steal nothing from her, and you definitely can't steal nothing from him. You get dry, and then you'll be fooling yourself. So with that said, I'm gone. I think that's it for now. I'll come back later.